This video is brought to you in part by Cutting Edge Supply Company. Cutting Edge Supply Company is an online lapidary and jewelry manufacturing website ran by lapidaries and jewelers for lapidaries and jewelers. Cutting Edge Supply Company is your one-stop shop for all things lapidary supplies and machines, jewelry tools, beading tools and supplies, mounting, settings and findings, rough stones, both faceting rough and cabbing material, plus much, much more. Check out Cutting Edge Supply Company. I personally love these folks, and you will too. All right, good morning, folks. We're gonna look at some rough today. Here's some contact information for these fine folks from Norway, completely from Norway. They're my favorite toolite dealers. They actually do the mining. My friend Walker had the pleasure of going out there with them in mine. I'll try to let you know who will actually ship international or ship at all. These folks do. Then we're gonna go take a look at MP. MP over there does not ship, I believe. But we're gonna take a look at these folks first. All right, some unakite, $7 a kilogram. Obviously, it goes down if you buy more. I think if you buy this whole barrel, that's $3.50 a kilo. What is this? This is Epido in. What is it, like I think it's a granite or something, right? You can find this all over the place. There's a lot of this material in New Mexico where I live. I believe it gets its name from the Unica Mountains somewhere in America. This particular batch is from South Africa. Some flint stones. Flintstone, but everybody loves the Flintstones. I always thought the Flintstone show was a little weird. This is a little bit cheaper if you buy the lot, but the same if you buy just a kilo. It's kind of wild to think how affordable this material, some of this material is. And it's so much work to bring all this stuff here and shipping in here.
Looks like turquoise.
You could probably get some cool napping out of this. You'd probably have more fun finding stuff in your region to nap. It does polish really well. One of the very first pieces I've ever finished polishing I actually got from these folks, and it was this material. It had a super nice druzy on the side. I don't know what I did with it, but I think I still have it actually. I might have given it away. Demortierite? Jeez. Anyway, that flint was from Germany. This is from Mozambique, $10 a gram. I think this is kind of known as like the staple blue quartz. It might be a quartzite though. It's just pretty cool. I think I would rather work lapis, but there's definitely going to be people out there who would prefer the demortierite over lapis. If I was going to make like some cool pendants or something out of this, I'll leave that brown backing if I could. I could probably get the slab that way with the brown back, slab this way with the brown back. $10 a kilo, $5 if you buy everything. It's got some cool little quartz pockets in there. Pretty cool. Some pieces are black, some are darker than others. Almost looks like sodalite, but I do believe it's a quartzite. $1 per piece. It's not that bad. So it's probably about, what, $10 a kilo, depending on the pieces you get. This is definitely from South Africa. Folks, you probably heard me say it a million times. I don't really enjoy cutting this material, not particularly because of the potentially hazardous stuff inside of it. It's because, you know, you can buy a giant cabochon of this material for like $1. But there's always going to be people out there that would prefer to buy something made by you, the artist. So this would be $1. It's a neat way to go about selling this rough. It's just, you know, it's so affordable that it's cool that they do that. I don't know if this blue bag, the blue stuff, is also $1 a piece. I don't see anybody who works here to ask, but I do believe that they actually just heat this up or do something to cool it down to change the color to blue. Sometimes they call it Hoxeye or something when it's blue. I could be mistaken. That could be a slightly different Tiger's Eye-like material, but there are videos on how to heat this stuff up to change the color. I think you use the same tools that you would for like tempering steel. Neat. Now my hands are filthy, but that's why I'm here. Finally took a shower today. That's good. Some nice chatoyance there. I'm sure you folks can see it better than I can with my yellow sunglasses. I always buy all these glasses out when I come to Tucson because my Walmart never restocks anything.
But I did buy a blue.
So blue amber from Indonesia. This material is pretty cool. My grandfather carves a lot of amber. I'm sure a lot of you folks know that this material is super light. You know, a piece of Tiger's Eye this size would probably weigh well over a pound, where this is maybe a quarter pound right here. So what is that, like $7? I've talked to a lot of people who carve Baltic amber, Indonesian amber, Chiapan amber, and a lot of them, you know, I don't think I know, I never talked to any of them that use water, like a traditional lapidary machine. I've seen videos online of Russians using like silicon carbide discs, flat discs to polish this. And I was talking with a gentleman that no longer comes to the gem show, I hope he's all right, about polishing this material. And he tells me Meguiar's headlight cleaner actually polishes this material really well. That's what he does for his ambers. He showed me a piece and it was stunning. It makes sense. The headlight cleaner probably treats the amber like a plastic. It kind of melts up the surface. You take a dry, clean rag, you push really hard and you kind of polish the amber. I've done it a few times. I haven't made a video of it yet. I will be doing that sometime soon. I do like these pieces with the yellow inside. $30 a kilo, $8 a kilo if you buy everything. This is probably one of the most affordable materials to buy the entire bin of because of how light it is. And you got a lifetime supply of amber. However, this is just one of those materials you can find for like $1, $2, $3 a cabochon. So unless you're like prefer to cut things yourself to sell, which I'm sure more than 50% of you do, it's kind of just more, it's easier to let other folks polish it than you work it your own way. Like you can buy a nice big pendant for like $6 or $7, reshape it. My grandfather loves to carve this material. I'll see if I can find some photos of my grandfather's amber work. He is an amazing amber carver. He likes to make a lot of owls and eagles out of it. So this is howlite and mookaite. There's a gentleman who watches my videos and comments in every video. You've been asking me about this. It's $3 a pound. They have where you can pick it out. They're not charging more to pick it out yourself. But then they've also just made 3-pound bag, 1 pound, $3 bags for ease. Tumble's really nice. It's one of the stones I've never successfully polished. Just didn't take enough time and I failed a few times. That's $3 a pound or $1.50 if you buy everything. Then there is howlite. Howlite has a really bad rap from people all around the world dyeing this material to turn it into a fake turquoise or other things. I've seen people use howlite to make all kinds of fake stuff, fake sugilite, fake bumblebee. But I appreciate it for what it is. A lot of you crystal medicine people out there probably really appreciate this material for what it is. This is in its natural form. A lot of fake turquoises you might have had aren't really resins or acrylic. It's just sometimes it's easier for them to use howlite because you'll get a nice stone feel over the plastic feel. It looks like this is $18 for 10 pounds. So just over $1 a pound. That's $1.80 a pound. Pretty cool. I mean, the chips are pretty nice. If you folks are making like medicine bags or whatever, you know, that probably like the chips, slightly bigger chips. For similar things, you got white you need for your chip inlay. You don't see a lot of vendors selling pure white material. If you watched my Armando and Sons video, you might have appreciated that new Tomo Supreme material. That stuff is cool. It's not pure white. It has like some reds and some browns in it, but it gets the white look going, and I'm definitely going to be cutting some of that soon. White Buffalo, I believe, is a magnesite, and that is selling for $300 a pound directly from the Audison family here at the Tucson show. And people who buy like tonnage from those folks and can afford to sell it to you by the pound for less than $300. That's something very common you see, that sometimes the direct miners don't have the best price because people are buying so much just in order to undercut the miner. It's not a bad thing, it's just business. I don't think it's even unethical. They spent the $50, $60, $70, and $100,000 to buy it in order to do that. And of course, the Audison family could lower their price, and they often do. I don't think I've ever bought anything from them for asking. But yeah, magnesite in different forms can be extremely popular, like White Buffalo. Blue lace, super common. Yeah, you should buy the whole thing. What would you do with it all?
Turn it into stuff.
Nice. $35 a kilo for this material. This is from Nambia. I forgot to mention the Mookaite's obviously from Australia, and it doesn't mention where the halite is coming from. I believe China. I like the Turkish blue lace the most. I would definitely want to cut that to get that fug there. Make a nice cab of this. This takes an amazing polish. For the ones that make a pendant, I'd probably want to leave that rind on the back. Maybe even tumble it before I cut it to have the polished rind. $35 a kilo, $15 you buy everything. This is cool. It's got like some cool, maybe this was once some druzy knocked down, but it's got some cool bubbles going on there. This section here is green. I've seen a lot of the lower quality come in green color. Classic material, sells extremely well. Some people actually fake other materials with this material. I think there is a blue, it's a regional material, maybe Haley or Howley blue or something. It's an agate that people will sell this as. But if you know blue lace, it's a dead giveaway. I've seen a few people try to manipulate others by selling blue lace as something else, which is a shame. It gives it a bad rap sometimes.
I like circles.
But I get mine from Veggie, who is the miner of Turkish purple lavender. I believe he owns one of the biggest mines of that. Dragon jasper. Interesting. From South Africa, $10 a kilo, $4 if you buy everything. That would be some cool landscape rock right there.
Oh my god.
It's like the figuring can be pretty spread out, so it might not make the best small cabs. This right here is a little tighter. You can make a nice, what is that? 3x2 cabbage on there. I can see it. I wish I could draw on the screen with software, but a nice like shield shape right there. That would be a great cab. I actually don't know much about this. I've definitely heard of it before. I assume it comes from an Arab dealer, or maybe the dealer who lives in South Africa is Arabic from the newspaper in there, but who knows the story of how the newspaper got there. Brazilian amethyst by the barrel, $1,350. That's not bad. Only $2 a pound. I mean, you could easily, if you have like a rock shop or do shows, you could sell a piece like that for $35. Easy. You could take it above and beyond and make a nice wooden stand and get like the same price and sell it faster. But something like this would come from a Village Originals like for like $1. This is a cool finger. I'm not saying this is an amazing deal, and you know, $13.50 talks, 11 walks, you know. Separated by paper, but it is just sheets and sheets and sheets of this. You don't want to ship this with stuff stacked on top of each other because it'll crush some. I'm sure a few of these have been already crushed. I like the ones with the secondary minerals on top. Just like the dirty stuff. My good friend Sprightly Sprite left, told me to say hi. He doesn't like the crusty stuff as much. He wanted me to share this picture with you folks. He really appreciated all the love you folks showed him in the videos and the folks that recognized him when he was walking around. It really made his day. I wanted to say thanks, extra thanks to the people from Santa Cruz that said hi to him. Man, I cut my hand already first thing in the morning. Can't afford another scar right now. I'm getting nice and tan. All right. So, rhodonite. I get my rhodonite from miners out of Silver City, New Mexico. This is from Madagascar, $10 a kilo, $3.50 a kilo if you buy everything. But yeah, it's black on the outside, obviously pink on the inside. Everybody have seen rhodonite. I like when it has a lot of blacks on the inside. But the pinks are what we're all here for when it comes to rhodonite. The gentleman who mines this material was telling me the variation that comes from Silver City. Actually, he even showed it to me. It's a lot blacker on the outside. This is probably exposing some pinks from being tumbled up against each other. It's kind of breaking through to the pink. But he says if you're up there and you don't know that rhodonite is black like this and don't know what to look for, you'd never find it. He says a lot of people go up there and no one told them that it's black, pure black on the outside, and they don't find the material. I don't think I would recognize it, would you folks? Let's see. If you're walking by and you see a sandy thing like that, are you going to know it's rhodonite? Probably not. Unless you know what you were looking for, or at least somebody told you. So, kyanite, $8 a pound. I don't really like that stuff very much. It's cool though, good for medicine. This stuff, Rainbow Moonstone Rough. $15 a kilo, $4.50 if you buy the whole thing. Let's see if we can move stuff around and find at least a little flash right there. The tip. Maybe that's a secondary mineral actually. It's not flashing at me. There are what seems to be like some green rods in it. Is that tourmaline? Is it a calcite? Somebody tell me down in the comment section below. I really appreciate the help. Okay, I think I see a little bit of something there. No, it's probably just the water. Yeah, it's kind of chatoyant right there. Not all moonstone flashes different colors. The rainbow's in its name. I'm sure some of this in there would, but if anything, good for your medicine, folks. What are these? Is this? Looks like, I don't know what it is. What do you think this is, brother?
Me?
Yeah. I'm sorry to bother you. You just look like a man who knows his rocks. Kind of, I thought it was like chaga mushrooms.
Right. It's neat though. Huh?
It sure is. Almost feels metallic.
Is it heavy?
I think for its size, yeah. And I don't want to lick my fingers afterwards, I think.
No, don't do that. Get kind of sick.
Oh, jeez. Maybe it's metallic. It kind of looks like rust.
It's neat stuff though. Seeing a lot of stuff I've never seen before.
That's always a great thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's better than coming back every year and seeing the same old
Is this
thing.
you for you, dealer?
Oh, 22nd Street? No, I actually vend here in Keno, but I lost my Keno tag. When I walk around with this, certain vendors will give me a better deal because they see that I'm a dealer.
Oh.
But I vend here in Keno with my grandma.
Oh, do you really?
Mm-hmm. Lynn Wozniak, she's in the corner. She sells drums.
Oh. Boy, it starts up the product, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's super thirsty. I gotta make sure not to get it too wet. I just had to rinse my fingers off. It's kind of creepy.
Okay.
Pleasure meeting you. What's your name, brother? Steve, I'm David.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
There's some citrine. Where's it from? Brazil, so it's most likely a heat-treated citrine, like it was an amethyst at one point. One of you folks commented that if it's heat-treated, it's still citrine because it was naturally heat-treated in the earth. If it was what we call natural citrine, don't get me wrong. I mean, no disrespect when I say that stuff. Just I think more people than not. More people don't know that than know it. And I think more people would be interested in knowing if it was quote unquote man heat treated than if I just showed that and called it citrine, some people might think it was a natural form. And more people would rather know if it was natural than just assuming everything is natural. I hope I said that right, but you know what I mean. Some tumbles are nice. All the stuff is nice. I really like this dude. Don't know how to pronounce his name. I used to vend right next to him for years and years and years. But they moved us. And he has great polished stuff, but we are here for the rough. Here's some crazy lace from Australia. I think all of us know the crazy lace from Chihuahua, Mexico. Armando and Sons have a really cool story about crazy lace. They're from Chihuahua. And, you're going to have to ask him yourself. Ask Armando and Sons the story on crazy lace and how Mr. Armando had a big part in bringing it to the world market. A lot different than the Chihuahua material. Almost looks like a honey opal. I don't think it's a common opal, what they call opalite sometimes. But pretty neat. I would love to polish a piece of that. I'm sure a lot of the cool agate banding and cool shapes and stuff would pop out. I said it in many videos before, and I'll say it again. If you folks want to learn more about agates, check out the Agate Dude on Facebook. He sells agates by the piece and by the pound and other styles of selling, but he's probably one of the most entertaining and educational agate people on social media. I never buy anything from him, even though it's just because I'm broke. But check out the Agate Dude. It's just a total education, and it's very entertaining. These folks do all their own tumbling. I watch your YouTube channel. Sometimes it's a really short clip. Yeah. But I love when you show all your tumblers working at the same time. It's really cool. I know you're a busy man, but try to put out more because people love it.
I know
you're so busy, dude.
Posting.
Yeah, no, but it's great. What you do put out I love it, dude.
Yeah, I know it.
This is Trollite, Lazulite from Brazil. Heard of this material before. I think I was sold some of this, and they called it Celestite, which is a completely different material. This is 40 a kilo, $20 if you buy the whole thing. It's running low on the bin, so I don't know if that still stands for like the rest. But you know what I mean. If it's less than half, I think it meant like if it was a lot fuller. But this is pretty cool. Kind of looks like a blue quartzite. Trollite. Lazulite, I kind of think is a cooler name.
Just sorting was arrived yesterday only.
What is this? Calcite with that stuff from Madagascar. Garnet. Is the garnet a little like brown and greenish black specks? I don't know. But it's cool. I can definitely see some chatoyance. I don't see any pieces small enough for me to pick up to flash around for you folks. But, pretty neat. $12 a gram or $5 $50 if you buy everything. Garnet and Wollastonite. Where do they get these names? Are they naming them after people? Well, they name them after people and locations, right? $15 a gram, $7 if you buy the whole thing. $15 a kilo, excuse me. Nothing we're showing off here is sold by the gram yet. Kind of look like emerald style rods. Very similar to like leopard jasper or something. It's from Nambia. Pretty cool. I don't cut a lot of beige material. You can see the cool shapes of the crystals in there. Kind of look like rods. I wonder what the mineral specimens look like. So got some joints in there. Maybe it's from the rods. Some specks of what were probably feldspar or something. I like walking around with my friend Carson. He's an amateur geologist, and he knows a lot more about specimens than me. Vanadinite. $33 for the whole box from Morocco. During my live at the Pueblo show, we showed off some really, really high-end vanadinite that my good friend Ishmael is selling. Check out that video if you want to see a really high-quality version of this material. Looks like it's growing in quartz. Kind of looks like a beat down wolfenite. And then what these folks are really known for, toolite from Norway. And that's the mine that they work. $40 a kilo. Buy it all, it goes down to $18 a kilo. And here's some write-ups on it. They actually get in there with a helicopter. I think that's my friend Walker right there. He's a great author. He has a video series called Lost on the Mekong, like the Mekong River. Check that out. It is an amazing video series. Hang out with some llamas and such. And here is a picture of the higher quality. This is zoisite. In my opinion, toolite, much like champagne or bourbon, is regional. Anything that is a zoisite in pink or red that's not from Norway is not a toolite, in my opinion, because, you know, it's from the mystical island of Tool, and that takes you down a rabbit hole right there. Kind of like Atlantis and stuff. And a lot of old maps, there was islands of Tool. And yeah, feel free to stop the video and take a screenshot and read it later. I'm not going to sit here all day, and I'm not going to read it to you if you don't mind. If you don't speak English, you can use Google Translate and break that down. I'll get it a little bit closer and try to hold it as still as I can. But here is, I would say, the middle lower quality. This is the material that I've cut the most, and I love it. No, actually the stuff I was cutting was a lot lower quality than this. This is pretty good. It gets pretty darn red. I see some bags of it over there. We're going to take a look at it. I'll probably buy at least a kilo of this material. I've sold out of every piece I've ever cut. It's pretty collectible. There is a zoisite that the local lapidaries are calling toolite in Taos, New Mexico. It's not. It is regional. It's like champagne or bourbon, you know. It's the stuff in Taos is the sparkling wine of the toolite world. No offense, but I mean, I'm from Taos. No offense, you know, just it's not toolite if it's from anywhere but Norway. Very cool stuff. It's pretty soft, but takes a great polish. It's probably like a 6 on the hardness or something. We'll take a look. We'll just step over here and take a look at these tumbles. That is not toolite. That is a jasper. And the front, they have some really nice toolite products. I'll probably just do a jump cut from here, here over there, and come back to this red jasper. Here was the fantastic higher end toolite I was talking about. Check these out. These are 17 a piece by 25 pieces. You get it down to 15 a piece. These are probably the only people selling milled toolite beads. I like the really little ones. This is probably the highest quality right here. So probably 20 inches maybe. Some donuts here, $6 a piece. The little ones are awesome. These start at 12 and go down to 11 if you buy a bunch. Milling is pretty wasteful with material. You start with squares, you deburr those squares a few times, then you round them out, then you polish them. So it's a lot of work, a lot of expensive machinery to mill beads in perfect round form. I imagine these must be done by hand. And then that's before the drilling. There are machines for gang drilling and gang milling, but still a lot of work. Some cool, which is, this red jasper is from South Africa. Kind of cool, actually. I like it a little bit better than the Arizona material. Nice band of quartzite or quartz right there. I love the speckles. That would make an awesome giant cabochon. I would want to at least get that band to at least halfway through those specs. Get a nice wide variety. Some of this stuff looks like red bloodstone. It's probably hematite in there, honestly. If Carson was here, he could tell me more. This one almost looks like a dark red wonderstone from Utah. It's not bad. $7 a kilo, $2.50 a kilo if you buy the whole thing. Get your friends together, buy the whole thing. I'm cleaning off my hands. Sorry for the shaking camera. Get your friends together, buy the whole thing. You'll be cutting red jasper for the next 3 years. Put in 10 hours a day, and you'll end up with a bunch of red jasper cabs. Again, it's one of those materials that you can just get overseas, really large and designer shapes for like $1 or $2. When I buy those types of cabochons, I get them from Basir. He's a really kind gentleman from Afghanistan, a good family friend. Or my friend Nattery, who I don't film anymore. Nattery had some people watching my videos, copying his designs. So I took the video down, but he's a very good friend of mine. And check out Nattery Gems at the Kino show. He's at Quartzite and he's at Denver. He does all the big stuff. Ooh. Lapidary from Madagascar, of course. I like that they put just blue. So you're not disappointed when you're like, where's the purple? Where's the purple? Everybody wants the purple. I guess it's a good time to mention, if you folks are shopping for spectrolite, be careful if you're not familiar with the black, I guess the matrix that the spectrolite is in. You could easily be tricked into buying a purple labradorite. Spectrolite is regional, much like the toolite over there, and only comes from, I believe it might be Norway again. Or Germany. Spectrolite from Norway?
Norway.
Oh, thanks, my friend.
Labradorite from Madagascar.
Yeah, definitely. And so a lot of the times they'll sell the purple stuff as spectrolite and trick people. But if you get an eye for spectrolite, it's black. I'll put up some pictures on the screen. And after you see a few, you will not be able to mistake it. So be careful. And if you bought some quote-unquote spectrolite for way too cheap, take a look at it. Is it the greenish gray matrix of labradorite from Madagascar? Or does it have the nice super dark black and dark gray matrix that spectrolite has? Spectralite is definitely a material sold by the gram. Obviously, Labradorite is something sold by the kilo. $15 a kilo or $6 a kilo if you buy the whole thing. That was super kind of that gentleman to inform me. I really appreciate rock love. You don't get it a lot. Sometimes I talk to people and they purposely ignore me. I don't think it's really the camera. Some people just don't like talking to strangers. That's pretty nice. So, Labradorite, it's definitely one of those materials like jasper or, you know, like tiger's eye that I just prefer to buy cut already and then reshape if someone wants a designer shape for me. Because in order to get a nice, huge slab of Labradorite, you have to buy a really big piece. You find the flash, you do some explorational cuts, you find the flash, and then you cut from there. So you can waste more than half of the material just trying to find that strip of color there. So, you know, sometimes you can get these caps for like $1. It's usually just better, especially just the blue, which is the lower, the more common quality color in Labradorite. I have a lot of friends offering to mail me Labradorite to cut them cabs. It fractures a lot. I don't know if people are ever stabilizing. I don't think so. I haven't heard of it. But it's just, you know, it's so easy to buy a cab for $1 or $2 with all the colors. Purple is definitely one of the most popular colors, again, because they're copying Spectralite. How you doing?
I was walking in here and I recognized your voice. I've been watching your videos.
Oh, what a blessing. Thank you.
And I thought, I wonder if I'd meet him walking around. Here you are.
Oh, that's awesome.
I just recognized your voice when I was walking around.
Thank you, Pam, for saying hi. It was a real pleasure to meet you. Ooh, let me get some water going. Oh, my hand's so dry from the rocks. Shungite granules. I actually met some kids that make this into paint. And then like paint the inside of their van that they live in, paint the walls of their house. For those of you folks that are into crystal medicine, you know all about shungite. My grandma is a big believer that this isn't really the type that people use for crystal medicine for like the EMF and other stuff. You don't want to put this kind in your water. You want to put the Elite in your water. I'll put that up somewhere in the screen. Obviously, it's from Russia. There is a really high quality version, very similar to the Elite shungite, coming out of Brazil now. And I believe they are not legally allowed to use the name shungite. So I told them to make sure to give it a very good name that suggests this material without getting in trouble. But I guess they already had it analyzed, and it is dead similar to the Russian. So, if you're interested in making a lot of money, go to the Pueblo show, buy as much of this brand new shungite-like material that you can, have celebrity psychics do an analysis on it, have it shaped into pyramids and spheres and all that good stuff overseas, slabs, bricks, Merkabas, and give it a great name, and then people will know you as the person who is selling the brand new shungite. You know, they might even find it better for them than the original Russian, and they become a millionaire. Easy peasy. The hard part will be finding a good booth at a really big gem show to sell it at, and people will be lined up to buy from you because they want to buy from people who are exclusive, so that they can say, oh, I'm one of only 3 people in the world that has this material. Buy it from me for 200 times what I paid for it. My good friends here at Blue Bead and Rock Shop from Stevens Point actually are selling some blue moonstone from Wisconsin, and we'll take a look at that in a little bit. And it was very similar last year when they first brought it to market with Bill Shanehoust, I believe. I'm sorry if I'm butchering your name, brother. But he's the first person to really bring it to the world market. People were coming and buying huge amounts so that they could say, I'm one of the only people that has this in the world. You're not going to find it online. And anything you can't find online is definitely valuable, because where else are you going to get it? So I have a little clip of that Brazilian, I believe. I'll put that up. If not, I'll make sure to go to the publish show before they close and show that to you folks if anyone's interested in this big opportunity. Anyway, back to the material. $5 a pound. If you buy 500 pounds of this granules, I feel like there's slightly different grades. It's $2 a pound. Neolite. Nellite? A variety of petersite from South Africa. $10 a gram or $4 a kilo. That's pretty cool. I think a lot of us know that petersite is kind of really expensive. Sometimes sold by the gram, but I think the more reputable people are selling it by the ounce. You know, you could pay a lot or you could pay a lot less depending on who you're talking to, but let's see how this looks compared to the original petersite. All right, I know exactly what this is. I have some of this at my booth. If I can remember, I'll show you some pictures of some pendants that I've whipped up for sale of this material. Very similar to petersite, not this super intense blues, but definitely has the chatoyant tiger's eye-like mineral inside of it. It kind of looks like a mix of really low quality petersite and tiger's eye. Pretty cool. I think this is the first year I've ever even seen this material. I bought the material that I ended up making pendants out of at Quartzite. Let's find another piece to show off a little bit more variation of what this material has the potential to look like. Yeah, that just kind of looks like quartzy tiger's eye. I'd rather cut this any day than regular tiger's eye, to be honest. It's got some little blue spots there, kind of similar to petersite, but not really the same. Be careful if you're buying cheap petersite. It's probably this Nellite or Neolite stuff. Septarian from Madagascar. I think a lot of us here in America are familiar with the Utah Septarian. This is $8 a kilo or $3.50 a kilo if you buy the whole thing. Pretty nice. Very, very, very similar to the Utah. The Utah tends to have like gray matrix, where this is like tan. Can't you tell that I'm filming over here? No, I'm just kidding.
I didn't even rely on
No, dude, I'm just joking. What is this?
Rubelite.
Rubelite. From Brazil?
Yeah.
$10 a pound, you're giving it away.
Giving it away.
Giving it away.
It's too funny. Can't you see? It needs to be up high.
Yeah,
People
look at
don't
those
want
sprays. Yeah.
that. It makes a difference.
Yeah, especially an older cutter doesn't want to bend down for anything.
I don't want to bend down for anything.
Yeah, I hear that. When I go busking, I tell people get the tip jar off the ground. People don't want to bend over to give you $1.
Right?
So, you know.
True.
You folks can be some of the first to have this toolite and garnet. You can see the sprays of toolite, like Austin was saying, from Stevens Point Rock Shop. Well, it's Blue Bead Rock Shop in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. Obviously, throw up that information and put it down in the description section below. No. Cool stuff. I'm probably gonna buy a cool pound of that and cut it up. Oh, I need stuff to cut in California. Very cool. New to the market, $10 a pound. All right, and looks like one of the last materials here at the Norwegian seller is Midnight Lace Obsidian Rough and an aquamarine. The aquamarine is from Angola. Pretty cool. $80 a kilo or $35 if you buy the whole thing. Definitely cutting rough. You know, I mean, it does look pretty. You could probably pressure wash it or tumble it. It's got a little bit of chatoyance right there. I don't know if you can see it. Oh yeah, there you go. You know, it dries out. You might want to tumble it or polishes the surface. But I think this would be amazing cutting rough. Just awesome cutting rough. Make some cool cabs out of it. Oh, fresh to the shop.
Right.
The blue lace. Definitely nicer quality than a lot of other blue lace floating around Tucson.
This is the Malawi stuff.
Malawi's.
Not from Namibia.
Oh yeah. If I cut cabs out of this, I would definitely want to leave those Crystallinis in the back.
Right.
Look at this one. This one's like a pure, like, little vein. It almost looks, dang. That's a sweetheart, actually. $20 a pound. This is from a blue bead, if you didn't notice the jump over. We'll take a look at their rough, since this video is all about rough. That one's coming home with daddy. I'm taking that one. That's a great one. Almost looks like a yttrium. But yeah, this is definitely different than that stuff over there next door. Both have their place in the market. That would be a sweetie cab right there. Yeah, this stuff is sick. Look at that. You don't see some of those, you know, typical agate style bands in the blue lace as much when it's being sold in like large batches of rough. It's mostly just like cutting material, but that you could totally polish the face of that and make a super nice specimen. My good friend Chad lives 30 minutes away from Austin and crew at Blue Beat. I told him to go over there and beat him up for me.
Dave, is this the type of amethyst?
Yeah, sure is. That stuff's cool.
Yes, it is.
I like the spheres made out of this material.
Yes, they would be beautiful.
Austin, where's this from, brother?
Mexico.
Really?
Yeah, it's a new seam.
Cool, brand new seam.
Pretty color.
Yeah, really beautiful.
Almost like violet. You can see all the crystals in there. If you polished it, you'd be able to see some of those cool crystal shapes. From Mexico. This is really cool. Very cool. And also was just spraying on this cool material. This is a rubellite. It's a tourmaline inside of marble. Austin, I know you're busy, but is the rubellite Brazilian?
Yeah.
Nice. From Brazil, there was this piece right here. It's like all tourmaline. I'm gonna put this over here in the daddy pile. You just throwing popcorn around? Was it you or was it somebody else?
Somebody dropped it.
Well, this stuff is really cool. I'm used to seeing it in a lot lighter pink, so this like purplish is different for me. Very neat. I don't think a lot of people know that tourmaline can come in like affordable forms for cutting rough. Don't see too many cabs cut out of, well, I don't see a lot of vendors selling rubellite.
I gotta tell him I appreciate it. Right? This looks good. There's awesome stuff on there. Part of the reason I'm here.
Really?
You are.
What a blessing. Thank you.
Yeah, I love your YouTubes and appreciate the...
And last but not least is Blue Beads malachite. Some really cool stuff. Some of these would be really cool where you could chop some off for cutting and then leaving the top and sell it as a specimen. Make back 10 times your money on just the cutting part, let alone the specimen part. In my experience, Zam, which is a product I really don't like, polishes malachite fantastically. This would be a good one. Cut it to where you can keep a nice piece for the crystallinis, maybe polish that little flower right there, and cut the rest for cabs. There's a lot of pieces like that. This is $30 a pound from Blue Bead. They will sell you rough over the phone. I have a card, so I will be putting that information down in the description section below. So this was part 1 of the Rock Walk and Talk for 2022. Next, we'll go check out MP, which doesn't sell online. They don't want to do it. Maybe they won't even let me film. We'll find out. Anyway, thank you. Thank you. I noticed that sometimes as little as 11% of people watching the videos are subscribed. So if you haven't done so already, please consider subscribing. It really helps the channel. Thank you, folks.